about Brandon and he'll take me to a hotel.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. You probably heard the end of that, so that was kind of fun. But if you did hear the end of that,
No
that means
Diddy.
that you know that Seal is at a hotel. Seal, how
Yeah.
you doing? Why you at a hotel, dog?
I am great, bro. I am getting ready to go watch the Cavs in playoff basketball. Unfortunately, the bankroll will not let me go to Cleveland for it, but the basketball gods blessed me enough to let me come to Orlando to watch it. I sent an email to the Cavs saying, I know you sold on the seating for me, so I appreciate you. So that was the only good thing to come from it. But yeah, we're here. We brought the kid. We brought the cat. We're taking baby girl's family, two brothers, mom, um, and stepdad. Yeah, stepdad,
Nice.
who all grew up as Magic fans. She bought a Magic shirt for herself, and I was like, "You're married now. Get a Cavs shirt. Thank you. Good looks."
And who knows, in a couple weeks you might be able to go to Miami to watch another game after what happened today.
And I don't know that literally, what did they shoot? Like 65%
Yeah,
from
that
three
was
or something?
crazy.
I didn't
That
look
was
at the
crazy.
box score, but I was watching it the whole way up here, and they were just hitting everything. Tyler Hero was going crazy. Caleb Martin showed the fuck up. Kevin Love didn't do anything because I bet on him to do two baskets worth
Right.
of things, and he couldn't. But but yeah, man, that was definitely a turn of events. There's been a couple turn of events now these last three games prior to this one that's playing right now that's going
Yeah.
exactly the way we thought it would. Too much disrespect on OKC. I figured they were going to come out here and shut some people up.
Yeah, me too.
They're coached really good. They gel really well. And like they talk about the age and all that stuff, but when you look at just the basketball players on the team compared to other teams and you don't look at the age, they're one of the deepest teams in the West right now, which
Right.
we all know means a lot when it comes down to these second, third rounds in the playoffs. So yeah, they're built for this shit, and they're getting extremely disrespected. So I figured they were going to come out balls to the walls, which they have, and obviously the injury to Zion definitely sways things. But even with Zion, I think it might be a 5-6 game series, but there's no contest.
Well, the
But damn,
shitty
the
part,
endings we've had, bro.
yeah, the shitty part for the Pelicans, I guess we'll start with this series. We'll talk about it with the Lakers too. When you're the worst team, literally just standings wise on paper or whatever, when you're the worst team and you give away a game that you had at the end of the game, like Pelicans did with game one, it almost makes you feel just in the locker room like you have to beat a team 5 times now to make it, like because they beat them. They beat the Thunder, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander said not so fast and went out
Shit's
there and did his
crazy.
thing. But if you're in the locker room of the Pelicans, obviously no player is going to tell you that. But we've been on teams that have lost close games. We've been on teams that have lost buzzer beaters and stuff like that. It demoralizes you. You're like, shit, we beat them that game. Now we got to beat them again. So like that's got to be hard. And as the worst team to even feel like, even though they lip service and say, "Oh well, they won at home. That's what they're supposed to do." Like it feels like shit. Now we got to beat them another time. That
Yeah, and
sucks.
the way that game was set up too, they were definitely overperforming, and just like with the Pelicans, I don't think a lot of people talk about their defense. Like they look at this season, Zion playing, Brandon Ingram. They don't look at all these extra players. GT Alvarado is still GT Alvarado. Like he's going crazy. Like all these guys are cute of Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Yeah.
Valanciunas, there we go. Like he's been playing like he played 5 years ago. Like he's finally coming back. Like nobody's thinking about them as a defensive team, and they've stepped up and were able to kind of lock them down when needed. But bro, OKC's a monster. They have a 40-year-old man that has all the wisdom in the world that can still hit shots, and an insurance salesman named Gordon Hayward. Shit's like they are deep. It's crazy. I felt
Yeah,
bad, like you
Hayward
said,
doesn't really even get on the court. Like that's
nah,
that's what's
hey,
so
you
crazy.
gotta
Like
feel
obviously he's
bad
not
for
the
the
same
Pelicans and
guy,
like be
but
yeah, not at all, not at all. I mean, we knew coming back from his injury was going to be a struggle, and it seems like he's 50% there, which 50% of Gordon Hayward is still better than a lot of people in this league.
exactly.
But
And the
when you
mental just
have
to be in the locker room and shit
yeah,
is crazy.
but like you said, man, BI fighting back to get back for the playoffs, get healthy, them getting back to it. CJ finally getting his stride, and Herb Jones, fucking what's the other dude's name?
Trey Murphy.
Murphy, yeah, Murphy.
Yeah.
Like just everybody hitting their stride, and they go to the locker room with the L, man. That's it. That sucks, but I don't think from here on out it's going to be as close as it was.
Yeah.
Um, That's going to be a series that's probably locked up. But man, we did not get the clean sweeps and all this shit that we thought we were going to. The home teams were what, like 10-0 after the first little half of the leg,
Yeah.
and now 3 games in a row the road teams won.
Oh, not three
Is
games in a
there?
row, or was the Sun game before? Yeah, I guess technically the Suns game was before the Pacers,
Yeah,
right? So they
yeah. It
count.
was the Pacers,
Then the
then
Mavericks,
the
then the Heat.
Mavs, then the Heat. So do we have that parity that we expected now
Nah.
going to these underseeds going to their homes, or are we just going to see these away teams or and us betters kind of get off on these odds and get some easy dubs?
Nah, the only series that was not expected is the Celtics. I mean, a lot of people were betting the Celtics to sweep, but the Mavericks were actually favorites over the Clippers, and the Pacers were favorites over the Bucks without Giannis. So, like, really, it's kind of going the way people expected. People are expecting the Pacers to give the Bucks trouble, and the Pacers are expecting Luka to do his thing. So really the parity is when James Harden goes off for what he did in game one. That's more the parity. And then when Kawhi comes back, they actually play worse. And I was listening today, I think the a person today on just a sports podcast, so what does he know? But he's thinking that if the Clippers would have lost game one, Kawhi would not have come back. But they knew he wasn't 100%, but they know they're going to need him in games 5, 6, and 7. So they're like, hey, we already got a 1-0 lead. Come, work your way back, knock some rust off. If we end up losing, that's fine. We got the 1-game lead because we need you at 100%. And if they just wait until he's 100%, then he has rust, then it might be too slow. So that person theorized that maybe they brought him back knowing he wasn't going to be at his best, but in order to try to get him to his best when it matters the most. So that's a possibility too. Ty Lue's a smart man, as you know. So that could
Yeah,
have been one of
he's
the
really
things.
connected with his players too. So they probably had talks and all that stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel like the Clippers are in panic mode
Right.
either after that. Like the Mavs had to do like a lot to get that dub, and that's what Kawhi does, right? You either win with Kawhi or you lose with Kawhi. There's no in between. It's always his fault or he's the best
The
bounce
savior.
haver, yeah, with a basketball, except for Jamal Murray now with that, or no, Jalen Brunson with that stupid ass touch he had on that three. But yeah, I feel like they're not in panic mode. They figured if they did drop one at home, they'd be able to go to Dallas and at least steal one from them.
Right.
So they're gonna go back for the last two, like prepared to close out at home, which we all know Ballmer is a weirdo and he would rather do it at home than sweep and do it in somebody else's arena.
For
So
sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about them. The one team I would honestly be worried about is the Bucks right now. How much Dame time can we get for them to actually win this series? I mean, we're seeing now Indiana, Pascal's finally starting to figure his own path on that team a little bit, but
Without
that
Giannis to defend him, he is just popping
bro,
off,
that
dude.
little bit he's able to do on that team and another team that's fairly deep for no fucking reason. Like you gotta be confident in that locker room and in that organization that you can go and get this shit done. That's the one series I think that really has a chance for an upset. Everything else we're just kind of waiting on, the chips to land where they're going to be and
Right.
win and lose some bets in the process.
Well, so those are the 3-1-1 series. We're speaking while OKC's playing, but they are currently winning by 13 at halftime. So we're just going to kind of talk not about that series, but all the rest of them are 2-0. Also, the freaking Kings just scored again. Come on, Edmonton. But anyways, um, what was I saying? All right, so there's like what is that? 5-2-0 series. Um, are all the series in the West 2-0? No, Dallas. Okay. That's pretty crazy. But out of the teams that are actually up 2-0, these favorites that are up 2-0, how many are you not concerned about, but do you think it's all good? The other team is going to come home and win their 2 games, and we're going to have a 2-2 series going forward. I mean, you have um, what is it? The Denver and LA. You have Phoenix and Minnesota. You have what else is 2-0? You
Knicks
guys are 2-0,
Sixers,
and then
yeah.
Knicks Sixers. What's the other West? Oh, the other West is the OKC, so we can't talk about them right now. But yeah. So of those 4 games, who do you think's got the best chance as a lower seed to come home, right the ship, get their shit together, and even this game at 2-2?
The Lakers. A lot of people
Mm.
will probably want to say Philly, but dude, Joel is
He's
not
hurting, dude.
healthy.
He is hurting.
He's gonna give you a good 15, 20 minutes, and after that, it's hard to watch, honestly,
Yeah, it
dude.
is.
Uh, knowing what he's been through, knowing his body and the wear and tear, like he's went just to get here, and the process that we've trusted hasn't really fulfilled anything. I think they got to a semifinals.
Right.
That's literally it. So I mean, it sucks, man. It really sucks to see. We all thought he was getting rushed back a little bit too soon, and it's showing that he is. So I don't think they have I mean, Tyrese Maxey is amazing, but the Lakers, I feel like, are the only team that really has a chance to do it just because they've shown, right? They've shown they can. They were up fucking 20 points
Yeah.
against the Nuggets. Like, they've shown that they can do it. So that's the one team that I think really has a chance. Everybody's going to say I'm stupid and say Philly's the obvious pick, but
I
I just
honestly
don't
don't
see it,
think
man. I
any
don't
team
see
has a chance,
Joel.
truly.
Well, I don't either.
If I
I
had to
mean,
pick,
if anybody had a
like
chance, it's Orlando because I'm gonna be there and God hates me.
I was gonna say if anybody truly has a chance, it's Orlando, and not because they're any better than Cleveland, but because their defense is so good, they can potentially be in a close game, and then when you're at home, the role guys will hit shots, things like that. But Phoenix, dude, I've said it all year, but they don't have the cohesiveness. They don't have whatever it is. And they played over half the freaking season with these guys now at this point. I think it's right at half. So there's no excuses. They have their team. Grayson Allen hurting his ankle should not make you get blown out by the Timberwolves. It's really frustrating. Um, and it's more so frustrating at how it happens, dude. Like you see them start to miss a couple shots and get on like a 8-9-0 run, 10-0 run, 11-0 run, and our team just devolves into like caveman mode, and every single person wants to be the hero. Like all the other teams, they have their hero, right? Like if you guys are in a slump, you give the ball to Mitchell, he does his thing. If Orlando's in a slump, they give it to Paolo. If OKC's in a slump, Shea gets. Everybody has that. In Phoenix, if we get in a slump, it's whichever dude gets the rebound. He's like, guess it's my turn to go in this shit. And
Yeah.
then he misses it. Then the next person gets a rebound, like, all right, it's my turn. And they won't pass it at all. They'll go into double, triple teams. Like, all we have to do is just keep the flow going. And that is what is so not frustrating. I mean, it is frustrating, but I'm actually going to spin it in a good way, not for Phoenix. But that's what's so good about Denver is when they're going through that slumps, when LA is doing what LA was doing, they just go, we're going to keep doing our thing. We're going to play our game of basketball. Nobody's trying to play hero ball except Michael Porter shot up a couple crazy threes, but nobody's trying to play hero ball. We're just going to keep chugging along. And at the end of the day, they trust that they're better. They trust that their system is better. They trust that their players are better. And over the course of 48 minutes, it at least makes them in the game to where they have a chance to win it with Jamal Murray's heroics. Whereas Phoenix continues to spiral because they try to get it all back in one play, and you just can't do it. And that's what's so frustrating to watch.
Yeah, and it's weird too. So like most teams, especially the Nuggets, they call plays that they know will work, and they
Right.
also trust that fucking a white boy named Christian Braun's going to cut and dunk on fucking Anthony Davis and shit like that. So they trust one, Mike Malone trusts his players. Two, he's a great fucking coach and he knows when
Yeah.
to call a play that he thinks is automatic, knowing what the defense is doing. AG is going to be open in the corner. They're fucking pressing CB, so we're just going to have him flash out and then cut into the hole and get an easy ass fucking dunk over AD, which was again crazy as fuck to see with my own twosies. But it with y'all, there's none of that, dude. It's isolation basketball. There's no Frank Vogel getting on anybody's ass. When there's
Yeah.
a set play ran, it's for KD. I have yet to see one for Bradley Beal. I've seen plenty for Grayson Allen, and I don't think
I've
Book
seen set
is
plays for Eric Gordon, but
like I
nothing
don't
for
think Book
Booker,
accept it. Like I don't think
I
he
guess.
wants that. I feel
He
like
does
he's like,
wave off screens way too
I'm really
much.
good at ISO. I don't need to run a set play for me. I'm good, coach. But that's when Frank needs to say, shut the fuck up look at this clipboard. This is what we're running. If not, you can sit on the
Yeah,
fucking
take his
bench.
ass off.
And he needs to take ownership of this team and accountability for the way they're playing because we all fucking knew going into this season defense wasn't going to be a thing for this team. Like that's what Nurk is here for, the little bit of defense that we need around the rim.
Right.
Everything else is fucked. Perimeter defense last in the league probably. Don't know the stats, but like we knew that wasn't going to be how you were going to win a chip. Damn sure didn't think you were going to win a chip off of isolation basketball. I don't know why Frank Vogel is thinking that, but it's got to be frustrating as a fan because not only can you not close because of your defense, but your offense can't even get you back in the game because, like you said, all this hero ball thinking you're going to shoot 100% of the stupid ass shots you're taking is never going to work. You've realized that for the last 2 months of the season. I thought it got figured out because we went
It
12 and
was figured out.
17
Yeah, it
at the
looked
end of the
good.
season, and y'all were like 19 and 13 at the end of the season in the same
Right.
span. So it's confusing as fuck to see. And like we both knew y'all had the Wolves number. It doesn't matter if Cat comes back, he's going to be handicapped a little bit. He has been. He's probably at 80% speed,
Yeah.
and it's still he's just there to fuck y'all up defensively and create more clutter. And it's working. It's crazy. It sucks, but yeah, man, I don't. You got to get a new coach. Everybody on the radio is like, one of the three don't need to be there. No, keep them. Like they're starting to gel. Bradley Beal is finally finding his spot. Get rid of Grayson Allen. You don't need another offensive weapon. Go get a fucking Tony Allen. Go get like go
Well, I
get
think
2000. What was it? 2012 Tony Allen and 2K. Go get that guy.
oh yeah. The issue, so this is going to be weird to say because Suns fans aren't a huge fan of him necessarily, but this team specifically doesn't really need a defensive coach because, like you said, it doesn't matter how good he is as a defensive coach, we're going to suck at defense. They need to either, your point, go get some defenders that Frank can actually coach, or two, hire a guy like Mike D'Antoni. I don't want Mike D'Antoni, but a guy like Mike
Ugh.
D'Antoni that's just going to lean into offense and go, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go play offense. The whoever the Pacers coach is, I don't know his name, sorry, Pacers coach, but he looked at this team and he said, this team sucks at defense. All right, let's not play defense. Let's go out and play offense. Our guy looks at our team and goes, they suck at defense. Let's only focus on defense, and they're still going to suck at it. But we didn't practice offense, so now they're going to suck at that too. And so I don't think that chemistry works. I think we either go get some defenders with the Grayson Allen, but we don't have the money to really do that. So really, where we do have the money is getting a coach that's going to say, all right, then let's lean in, play some offense because that's what we can do.
Billy D,
Um,
baby.
yeah, I mean, Billy D, I don't know what he actually coaches, but um, he did good. I mean, he got the Bulls where he could, but no, I mean, there's nothing that can fix this team as constructed, honestly. A better center, but there's just no way to pay anything more. So we'd either have to trade, but Bill has a no trade clause. We're not trading Booker. So that would mean you got to trade Kevin Durant. That's not going to happen unless he complains, which is very possible, knowing him. But
I mean, for me, there's no reason that you have to go out and get a Grayson Allen, an Eric Gordon, these guys that we all know are offensive players. You literally just teamed up Booker with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. What Royce O'Neal times 10. Get 10 of them
yeah,
motherfuckers. That's what you
yeah,
need to do. You need to get Nurk and Royce O'Neal and repeat that fucking process. Oh, but what about a scorer on the bench? I don't fucking care. Tell all three of these motherfuckers they're all playing 40 minutes and we're going to rotate them and at least one of them will always be on the fucking floor. If you don't
yeah,
like it, go somewhere else and try to win a chip. We want to win. So the three of y'all are our offensive weapons. All three of y'all have to score 30 points a game. Y'all can do it. You're going to do it because you don't have to focus on defense. Oh, but what about when we play LeBron? Royce is going to guard him. Like Nurk's
yeah.
got AD. Y'all just fucking score the ball. Don't let the white boy Austin Reeves go off on you. Like, just literally the two role players on the team need to be defensive role players, and then
Right.
everybody on the bench needs to be able to get 8 steals a game. Like, that's literally all you need. And they were like, let's add more offense to this.
Yeah, it's tough because they were saying like we need a ball handler, which they didn't get either. They went and got Eric Gordon, and I was like, that's not a ball handler. It wasn't even a ball handler when he was sixth man of the year. Which I'm not knocking Eric Gordon. He's been our best player so far. this postseason, which I know is only 2 games deep, but he's stepping up in Grayson's injuries. But we need Royce O'Neal to play better, but we really need Booker to
Yeah.
play better. Honestly, I mean when we signed these 3 guys, we said this is a playoff like team. We don't care about the regular season. We don't care about all the injuries. We don't care about all that. We just need the big 3 healthy in the playoffs. Well, we got the big 3 healthy in the playoffs, and so far it's been 2 blowouts. So we should do something different. But also 2 blowouts has been you guys, and I know I said that Orlando has a chance, but I think that's strictly because home cooking makes everything better. I don't think they have a chance in the series, but I don't think it's going to be blowouts in Orlando. I think it's going to
The
be
only
crunch time and see what
The only reason I
happens.
really don't think they have a chance is, like you said, they're a really great defensive team. They've relied on Banchero to be one of the best 2-year players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's a
Like
beast.
he's insane. Like he reminds me of like watching LeBron uh, in his rookie year, but still watching LeBron as a young ass man and just doing grown folk shit on men that have been in this league for 5, 6 plus years. Like it's
Right.
fun to watch. Like he's just bullying Jared Allen right now. Like he's getting in the lane and just doing his thing, getting to the free throw line a lot. But when it comes to being one of the best defensive teams, we're not too bad ourselves. So when
Right.
you go up against the dog that's going to punch you in the face back, now we're going to see your character. Now we're going to see how much you want it. And I think it's shown from 1 to 12. The Cavs want it a little bit more. Like we're
Yeah.
ready to go arounds. We're ready for the haymakers. They come back. They get down 5. I don't think we've trailed the whole fucking series so far. I think we've literally led
Right.
every minute of the series so far, and that's tough mentally to come back from. They're young. They got Franz Wagner that's supposed to be their extra like dynamic scorer, and then on the bench you got Cole, Anthony. You got
The
what's the
other
other dude?
Wagner.
Yeah, the other Wagner, Mo Wagner, Jalen Suggs. Like these guys can't go out and give you 20 consistently, except Bancaro, and that's not going to help you when the over under on Cavs games are usually like 190. Like
Right.
you're fucked. You're going to have to figure out something else. Hey, the Orlando's young. They're a good young team, but yeah, like every team in the NBA besides maybe 2, you got to find a couple more pieces. You're going to have to find that depth. They got a great core to build off of, but they're a 5 seed that's probably not there
Right.
yet. Like
I know
they're
that
in
you
the
guys
East.
do the
That's
double
why.
big. That's your thing that you do the double big. But as much as he was awesome in the few minutes that he played, I don't think this is the series to try to starting Jonathan Isaac for the Magic.
Yeah,
Uh, he's great. Don't get me wrong, but he also
I'm
played like
so happy he's
12
healthy.
minutes a game or some shit, right? So he's not ready to just get thrown into the starter and play it. Let him be that guy off the bench that gets you a few good minutes. Play a little smaller. If Suggs healthy, I know he went out hurt, but
He came back. He came
if
back.
he's healthy, play that heavy guard lineup and just run at Mitchell, trap Mitchell, pressure Mitchell, bite down on Mitchell, and let Banchero kind of take over that center forward role that he does. And if your double bigs beat the crap out of Banchero, then so be it. But if you just keep showing on Mitchell and Garland, you're gonna have a little bit more of a chance. But in my opinion, but who am I to know? People were talking about Jonathan Isaac for all defense if he made the minutes restriction, which he didn't. But they were talking about that, so maybe I'm wrong. But I just don't think it's the time to start him. But we'll see. We'll see what changes they make in Game 3. So, are there any other basketball things from the playoffs that we need to talk about? We should give a shout out to Jamal Murray.
That was
Shout out
insane.
to the whole Nuggets. I mean, that whole day, shout out to TNT for getting lucky with that back to back of the Knicks 76ers and the Nuggets Lakers game. But
Yeah, that shit was crazy, dude.
the Nuggets really just every time I watch them, it's just another thing. Like they were down 20 and I legitimately was just like, they definitely have a shot at this. And that's the scary part with them is they're going to keep coming. You can never feel like you're out of this game, that you've got it put away. And for a team that's like the Lakers, that's just old and they rely on older superstars, you can't have a team that just never quits because LeBron, to his credit, I'm trying to credit LeBron right now. He played amazing. His game 2 was absolutely unstoppable. It looked like 2016 LeBron all over again, trying to do whatever it takes to win this game. D'Lo was helping out. AD was balling, but down the stretch, like LeBron's 39 years old or whatever he is, he can't do that the same way he could back in 2016. So I just think it's too much for them to overcome. I do think they'll be able to punch the Nuggets in the mouth and maybe take one. They've got a lot of um, pressure on their side to end that streak. It's hard to beat a team 11 times in a row. But I just none of these teams that are down 0-2, I think, have the firepower to get it done. But I'm hopeful that the Suns do. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be dope. Is there any upset going to happen even with these teams that are 1-1 right now? Like, do you think the Pacers realistically can get 4 games on the Bucks?
If Giannis doesn't come back, there's a real chance. And I say don't bring Giannis back. We watched KD do that shit.
Same.
When you're looking at the landscape of it, obviously, if you're the Bucks and you're Doc Rivers, you're coaching for your job or whatever, right? But look at the landscape and say, listen, the Celtics are a fucking juggernaut. They won the East by 17 games or whatever it is. The Nuggets are just as good as they were last year. And even if we somehow upset the Celtics, we have to go play those guys. Let's not risk a complete year without Giannis. Let's just not throw it this year, but let's try our best to win, hold him out. If he's not 100%, then I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him at 85, not with that injury. Just wait it out and play next year and try harder. Try to get it with another year of Dame. But yeah, the Pacers have a shot. The Mavs have a shot, but I don't know that I'd call that an upset. But ultimately, I think the Clippers will still win that series. But it's hard to bet against Luka in the playoffs. But other than that, and the Heat,
I don't think
the
the Mavs really have too much of a chance. Like, the Clippers figured out their game plan right before the game. Like, they didn't expect him to play, I don't think. So that kind of threw them for a loop. They barely lost. I don't think the Mavs have too much of a chance. Like, yeah, outside of the Pacers, I think everything else is a lock pretty much.
Well, that bodes well for you guys. Obviously, the Celtics are going to be a hell of a matchup, but this is the game you guys wanted. You guys threw the last game of the season on purpose to get this. So you've said all along you're not scared of the Celtics, other than just the fact that they're the Celtics, but you're not scared of their talent. You're not scared of their schemes. You're not scared of those things. You just know it's going to be a hard series. So clearly JB was in agreement with you in the last game of the season. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro. If we lose tomorrow, I'm gonna have to go shake JB's hand and apologize for showing up. It's all my fault. Like, there's zero reason we should lose any game against the Magic ever.
Well, you definitely shouldn't lose 4 out of 5, and I know that that's the last words of a team that's about to lose 4 out of 5. But
this isn't 2009, bro.
You shouldn't do that. So I think that's pretty much it for the games. But they have started rolling out the winners of these awards. I have my thing, but it's since the finalists are already out, it's kind of hard to do. But I did have my finalists for MVP were Jokic, Murray, and SGA, or Jokic, not Murray, Jokic, Luka, and SGA. So I at least had the same finalists. But I really wanted to lean Luka, dude. He is so freaking good. But when you look at what he did compared to everybody else, it's hard to do that. But I know a lot of people are going to vote. But I feel like Luka and SGA are going to get the votes kind of split, and it's just going to mean Jokic is
gonna
rise
Jokic
up
is definitely going to get it. Like, there's more people that are decisive on somebody else than they know. Like, there's more voters that know they want to pick Jokic right now, than ones that are like, do I do SGA? Yeah. Do I do Jokic? Or there's people like, do I do Luka? Do I do Jokic?
Yeah.
Nobody's like, do I do Luka or do I do SGA? None of them. So that's going to fuck both of them.
It's going to be Jokic.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for these things. I did not think Tyrese Maxey should have been up for most improved player. The kid's like 12 years old. So
that's the dumbest thing
are we just going to do it every year?
Well,
Like,
it's just stupid because he's
are
the
we going to give
exact
Ant
same. He's the
when
exact
Ant
same
becomes the
player he
MVP?
was last year.
Yeah.
It's just that James Harden's not on the fucking team, so he's shooting 30
James
shots
Harden is
instead
not
of
on the
12.
team. Joel Embiid missed more. What? Joel only
Right.
missed 12 games last year. He missed
Like
way more than that this year.
if you
Like,
take away the raw numbers and you just do the per minute numbers or the per shot attempt numbers and things like that, he's the exact same player he was last year. Nothing got better.
I
He did
agree.
not get better. His situation got better, which whatever, but
I feel like when the most improved came out, what was that, early 2000s when they created that award, it was meant for the Derek Fishers. You know, these guys who like go through shit, have an injury, and then come back better than they were before. It's these people who switch teams, can't figure it out, and then they get on the team and they find their role and they're able to fucking bump their shit from 12 points a game to 17, 18 points a game and have pivotal minutes. Like that's what the shit used to be for. Now they're like, who's
well,
better
that's
than
what
they were
Cole
last
Anthony
year?
was, right? Cole Anthony finishing second is what we kind of think
Yeah,
the
Cole
award
Anthony should
should be.
should be the winner.
Right.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But no, because Tyree Maxey's 20 years old. I mean, Cole Anthony's what, 23?
Yeah, he's young too,
But
but
he's
he
a
went
guy
from
that was
like going
give.
on the bench to now he's out there doing his, I guess he's
Yeah,
still on
he
the
he
bench,
he
but now
literally
he's like
got
the
he got drafted, got minutes, changed coaches, coached some reason, deducted his minutes, and this whole year he's been proving himself and getting the opportunity and taking advantage of it. All Maxi did was play. Like
right.
he like like he didn't and like he didn't improve. Like that's
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey. So are we gonna give it to Ant next year when he wins MVP? Like is that what we're doing now? Like that's it's just
It
stupid.
might. I mean,
Yeah,
if
fuck you.
who
MVP
knows?
and most improved goes, yeah, it's getting ridiculous, bro. I can't wait until Giannis comes back from this injury and
Yeah,
doesn't
he'll
play
be
all
the most
playoffs,
improved.
and then they give him most improved next year. Like that's getting
That would be
stupid. But hey,
hilarious.
I mean, shout out to Tyrese. He is a phenomenal player. I do feel like he's allowing that organization to feel more comfortable
Yeah.
with the thought of Joel not being around after 2 or 3 years. Like they were thinking this whole time they were going to have a guy till he was 35 for some ignorant reason they were thinking that. Um, so I think they're more willing to go and find a role-playing big man and build the team around Tyrese. And also, they're about to get rid of Tobias. Uh,
And save a lot
that's
of money.
that's wild, right? Like, not a lot of teams will literally just flat out come out and be like, "Yeah, no, we're about to save $40 million."
Yep.
Like,
He's
it's just
gone.
crazy. He gone. But so like it's getting around that time, so I feel like they're comfortable. But most improved player, come on, bro. You're
Yeah.
probably one of the top 30 players in the league right now, and you're only 22.
Yeah. I agree. But then I feel very justified because I don't know if you remember this, but way back when the season started, and I said I'm gonna do my awards, and then like the first month of that finished, and I was like, hey, keep your eye out for this man named Naz Reid because he's gonna be that guy. And granted, Malik Monk's injury is the only reason he's the winner. But I said Naz Reid has a real shot at it. I was so bold as to say, Naz Reid, you could trade Cat and Naz Reid could come in and you wouldn't see any downfall. I said that. Obviously, they didn't do that, but Cat did get hurt. Naz Reid came in and there was no downfall. So I'm taking the credit for that one. And shout out to Naz Reid. He's definitely deserving. I'm not trying to sound butthurt that it's because Monk's injured. It's just true. It's because Monk got injured. If he would have played and they would have made the playoffs, it would have been him. But shout out to Naz Reid. He deserves it, and I'm
Yeah.
just happy that I was there to witness it from the very beginning.
Oh no, Bi just got hurt.
Oh damn. Well,
Also,
that's a
while I'm
wrap.
watching this replay, oh, he got hit in the dick. He'll be fine.
Oh, cool.
But oh, it looks like the sternum maybe. That'll suck if that's his rib or sternum. But shout out to us as well when we were talking about non-Wemby rookies.
Mm,
We both said Jaime Jaquez, and
yeah,
it honestly at this point is probably more what's the word, pivotal, more
yeah.
he means more
Important,
to
like
his team than
valuable.
Wemby does.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's more valuable to the Heat than Wemby is to the Spurs at this point. He's all rookie first team, probably is presumably. Like he could have been rookie of the year if Wemby wasn't the defensive player of the year and 7'9" and being able
Well,
to
he's
just
not even
gobble
a
up everything.
finalist, right? Because
It's
Brandon
so
Miller got the
dumb.
third spot. But
It's so dumb.
Brandon Miller's that dude, though. It's just that Charlotte never gets on TV, so nobody knows it. But
It's so dumb. But I think we were right. He's the best non-Wemby rookie this season. Definitely the most important rookie to his team, and I honestly feel like the most NBA ready. Um, I mean, unfortunately, Brandon Miller is supposed to lead the organization with LaMelo, and he has all these
right,
things on his shoulder. And with Heat culture, like even Jimmy's not shit sometimes. So
right.
like he doesn't have that pressure, but he's he's the best baller in this rookie class to me. That's
We
not named
also
Wembanyama.
both said that Brandon Miller should get drafted before Scoot, and
Yeah.
obviously Charlotte agreed, but obviously we were right also. So we had a nice little run with this class. We
Oh
know
yeah,
what's up.
for sure.
So I think I said Grady Dick would be better than he was though, but I think I just did that because I wanted to
Grady
say
Dick's
Grady
not
Dick.
bad. I just think they're trying to play Grady Dick bigger than he is. And he's a white boy with a great
True.
name that can shoot threes and cut. And like, if they treated Grady Dick like Christian Braun on the Nuggets,
Yeah.
I think he would flourish. He would get 18, 19, 20 points a game.
Yeah.
But they want him to have to do shit and run off screens and grab the ball and dribble it around no, bro, just let the man run around and shoot the goddamn ball and go and dunk it. Like, dude, let him do the same exact shit he did in college where he became great and then everybody figured out his last name was Dick. Now,
Right.
I always knew him as Grady in college, and then when draft came, I was like, oh my god, he has the best last name in the world. This is phenomenal. And then him and the one dude, Black Dick, that shit was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But yeah,
So
no, we got it pretty good. I think we did
let's
pretty
also
good.
give a
I think
shout
Grady
out
Dick
to
will be fine when he
our
gets out of
boy.
Toronto.
Let's give a shout out to our boy who we were wrong about. Well, wrong's a hard word. The jury's still out, but Taylor Hendricks has done better than we expected. He started the year in the G League, which is weird for a lottery pick, but I mean, I guess that's what we were saying is he needed some more work. But since he came into the picture, he started once they started tanking, they brought him up and let him play, and he averaged 7 points, 5 rebounds. So that's pretty solid. I mean, he did
Utah?
his job. Yeah. He did his job down the
I didn't
stretch
see
for
him
a
play.
tanking team.
My brain's
He got in after the All-Star break when they were like, all right, well, let's just fucking throw shit at the wall and see what we
okay.
got. So he stepped up. He did okay. He got a lot of praise. Sadly, he's not even the best rookie on the
About
team
to get
because
so loud in here.
Keontae George was balling. So that's a hard thing to do when you're the higher pick, but you're the worst rookie. But so he'll have to deal with that. But otherwise, yeah, shout out to Taylor Hendricks doing stuff.
But also, they
UCF, baby.
drafted Keontae to come in and they drafted Keontae to come plug in a hole. They
Yeah.
drafted Hendricks to like work on
Be the future or a future at
the
least.
process.
Yeah, the Taylor Hendricks process.
But question, real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're pretty much done with basketball, but have you actually like, as a Bucks fan who doesn't really, I mean, y'all guys could do some damage this year, but like as a team, as a Jags fan that has so many holes that could be filled and isn't going to get filled in one draft class, and we both know our teams don't really fucking hit on the thing called the
Right.
draft. Do you care? Like, I don't even give a fuck that I'm gonna be missing the draft at a basketball game tomorrow.
I
Like,
did not
I
even know the
don't
draft was
care.
tomorrow until about 5 o'clock when I was going home and I
No
checked
way.
ESPN and there was a headline. I
Hold on.
I didn't know
Do
until
your
I
thing.
told you. I didn't know until I went to go check out the bet on your thing and figured out that you couldn't parlay draft picks. That's the only time I knew was when
And they're
I figured
all,
out you couldn't
it's
parlay draft picks.
like non-Caleb Williams is like I don't know, dude. Like we all know it's so top heavy. We picked 17. When the fuck do y'all pick?
We don't. Well, not in the first round. We picked like
Oh,
33rd or some shit.
that's crazy.
39 something.
So yeah, like unless we like move up and make some dumb move, which the Jags potentially could, I don't like see us getting too much value for anything that we need. So yeah, I don't really care.
They
I'll
have us
see
grabbing
whenever
an
my
edge
alert comes
rusher,
out.
which is fine because we're about to lose, or we already lost all of our edge rushers. So that's cool. But yeah, we're we're so many years away. I couldn't even care less. Honestly, other than just the fact that I'll never cheer for teams in my division, I hope that Kirk Cousins does well. And Atlanta does their thing and we go try to get the #1 pick. Shit, I don't give a fuck. Like, we're not gonna win the Super Bowl. Let somebody else do it. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm so good on this shit. It doesn't matter. We need like 8 offensive linemen, another receiver, 8, maybe another corner or 5, a couple more edge rushers or 10. Like we have no depth anymore. It
I
sucks.
will stand on my hill and say I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams. I don't know what the fuck all this hype is. I don't get it. He's okay. He'll be okay. He'll probably be a starter for a long time, but so is Baker Mayfield, right? Like Baker Mayfield's good, but he's not #1 draft pick. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be that dude that they think he is, but I'm not sure any
So
of the other guys will either, to be fair.
looking back, Trevor Lawrence draft.
Mm.
Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, shit, I forgot. There was a
Was Trey
plethora.
Lance that year?
Maybe. Um, shit. I saw a graphic the other day, but he's literally the only person that's starting Trevor Lawrence from that quarterback class. And I feel like this could wind up being the same type, like a lot of hype coming out. I mean, Zach Wilson didn't deserve what the fuck he got, but a
Right.
lot of hype out of a lot of quarterbacks in that draft. The same here. I think it's going to be just as fucking top heavy as it was back in 21 when we got Trevor. So who is there a quarterback that you think can? I mean,
No, not really.
we both know how I feel about Trevor. His and Daniel Jones stats are pretty identical. That says a lot. That nobody gives a fuck about the market of Jacksonville and nobody pays attention. But like, there's Jaden Daniels maybe. I feel like
Jaden
JJ
Daniels is going to get
McCarthy.
broken, and Jaden Daniels is RG3 2.0. He's going to get just destroyed. He's too thin.
Yeah, like
Drake
McCarthy could hit
May's
some kind
fine.
of Brock Purdy shit, but Drake Mays to me is Daniel Jones 2.0.
Yeah, he's fine. Daniel Jones is still a starting quarterback. Well, until they move up in the draft and draft somebody and draft Drake May, probably. But I mean, he's fine. He's going to be fine. That's what I'm saying. I think the whole quarterback class as a whole, like the best they're going to go for is like fine. They're a fill-in starter. Which no offense to Trevor Lawrence, but like I think he's the starter because you guys don't have the ability to go get somebody better, right? Like
And
that's
bro,
where I
everybody
think they'll
still
be.
media fucking rubs the shit out of his shoulders trying to, oh, he's still. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, his stats tell like the truth. Granted, Daniel Jones has a way better line like through the last
Yeah.
4 years than or 3 years than Trevor's had. But at the end of the day, I should throw a background on, huh? But at the end
It's
of
kind
the
of funny
day,
to watch.
like Trevor's been the starter. He's the franchise quarterback. That hasn't been said about Daniel Jones the whole fucking time, pretty much, except when they gave him money for some stupid reason. But like it's weird to me that they speak so highly on Trevor Lawrence and he's not productive and he's our franchise quarterback getting the 5th-year option that Justin Fields isn't. Oh yeah, Justin Fields another quarterback in that draft, I think. Or
Mac
no.
Jones, I think, was that draft. Was
Justin
Mac
Fields
that
was the
draft?
year before. I think Justin was the year after, actually,
Hmm.
because he was the #1 pick too.
Josh Rosen, was he in that draft? I don't know where Josh Rosen was
No,
old.
but
He
good
was with Sam
God,
Darnold.
that was
um,
horrible.
but no, I think Caleb Williams, I think Drake May, I think McCarthy, I think Bo Nix, like they can be fine, serviceable quarterbacks if you need somebody to be a stopgap like we did with Baker Mayfield. I think they'll be that level. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, right? Like if you're the Patriots and you're trying to draft somebody and you draft Drake May who can be Daniel Jones for 5 years while you build the rest of your team, that's fine. That's fine. What's the problem with that? But I don't think there's a Patrick Mahomes in there, which is what everybody's saying Caleb Williams
Ooh,
is. So we'll
nah,
see.
Michael Penix is gonna fucking shit on this whole draft class.
If he goes late enough to where he goes to a team with a good line and shit, yeah, he's gonna ball. If he goes to a team that like lets in sacks left and right, he's gonna get trashed.
Yeah.
But that's the same with everybody. If Brock Purdy went to the freaking Panthers, he would have sucked. He wouldn't
Yeah.
be in the league. So that's just the way it is. But yeah, I don't care about the draft. I'll check in just to see what everybody's doing, but otherwise I don't care. Moving on, I went to an Angel City game. So that's why I'm wearing, if you guys can actually see the colors, I'm wearing my Suns, which are orange, and then Angel City is pink, which obviously clashes. But I went to an Angel City game and it was really fun.
Talk about that for a second.
What? Yeah, I got you. Went to the Angel City game. It was really fun. That's the women's team that plays in the same stadium as LAFC. So it's cool to see. I do enjoy women's soccer more than I enjoy most other women's sports because the level is equal because there's not. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's not a standard that they can't hit that men can hit, right? Like the women in basketball don't dunk as much. The women in softball throw underhanded, like shit like that. Soccer's not that way. Soccer, the women and the men play on the same field. They do the same thing. There's the same amount of players. There's the same goals. So that's why I think I can follow women's soccer a little bit better than other women's sports. But it was really exciting. We won 2-1, and our girl, bro, you need to go find the highlights. I don't know if there's highlights of women's soccer, but our girl put in a goal that was nasty. Actually, she scored twice. She scored off a free kick, which was a really good free kick. But then the second goal was nasty, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is dope." But yeah, we took my girl's niece, so soon to be my niece, I guess. But yeah, we took her, and it was really fun. She had a good time. Her first live sport of any kind, I think. So that was really cool to be able to take her to that and watch her enjoy live sports, since that's my thing. So it was really cool.
That's dope. Was that before or after the old big?
It was after.
That's
We went
dope.
Sunday. Yeah.
That's dope. So you said something there, soon to be niece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's that about?
I got a ring. Oh, just kidding. I don't have a ring yet, but I put a ring on it. Taking the next step to running this thing back again. Now I'm happy. I'm excited. She's excited. She did, by the way. She's gonna hate that I'm talking about this on the podcast, but I told her about the dinner date thing you said, and she's like, "Tell him I want to. Why'd you tell him no? That sounds really fun." I'm like, "Fuck. Why did I say anything?"
She's like, "Fuck yeah, we'll put it on the TV. We can all be together."
No, she doesn't want it on the TV, but
Oh, we'll definitely put ours on the TV.
I don't know why. I told her, I was like, "We're not putting us on the TV. We're putting them on the TV so we can see them better." But whatever, man. She's like, "You're not gonna
I'm
be
totally
recording
down.
though, are you?" I'm like, "No, why would we fucking record? Like, what's the
No
point of that?"
scrubs allowed dinner date.
Right. But no, she's excited about it. So
No,
we will have to do that,
I'm
I guess, at
excited for
some point.
you, bro. It's awesome. I'm very happy for you. Glad you found somebody to be able to take the next step with. I don't know firsthand, but I know that shit's hard to kind of trust somebody again. So
I mean, you know,
kudos to
somewhat
you.
firsthand. I mean, you obviously were into people to have kids with them.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, no, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you found somebody that you want to spend your life with, and that's hard to do for a second time. So I'm really happy for you, and I'm happy for Courtney, and I'll kill her if I have to. So yeah.
her stress is gonna kill her herself. So, which I guess you know about that shit too, because that's how you're gonna die too. So,
Bro, tell people all the time, if my heart explosion isn't the reason I die, I'm gonna be very, very shocked. Like I'm gonna get
right?
to heaven, I'm gonna be like, so what happened? They're gonna be like, oh, you had a stroke. I'm gonna be like, what?
Yeah, you wrong. Send me
How?
back.
What are you talking about? That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah. So, anyways, is baseball worth talking? I literally haven't even paid
Fuck
attention.
no.
Are the Red Sox doing anything? Or are you guys, as predicted, gonna be like
No.
last? Because you guys were
We
projected
suck.
last in the division, right?
Bro, all I heard all fucking off season was this kid that's gonna come up in the Orioles system that's gonna be so
Mm.
fucking good.
The son of a baseball player.
What, like Matt Holliday or whatever?
Yeah.
But good God,
No,
bro. I
actually,
think
he's a son of the other Holiday,
it
the
took him like
non-good,
what,
the
like 8
non-good
games
Holiday.
to get a fucking hit. He gave up more
He's a fucking
errors.
rook, bro. It
He gave up like
happens.
7 errors before he got a fucking hit. Like, that shit's brutal. I just
You
baseball
guys
right
are
now is
third,
brutal.
apparently. You guys are third in the division.
Yeah, we just can't. Can't get a sweep. I think we swept one team so far. We're going to be the most average of average teams.
We're the average of average teams, but that's just what we do. Um, we're still gonna win our division. Like it's whatever. Um, because we always win the West.
We're
But
going to end up 81 and 81.
we're 15 and 11 right now. We kind of suck, but that's literally what the Dodgers do. We don't care. When it comes time to be like August, September, we'll go on like a 20-game win streak. We'll win the division and we'll be fine. And then we'll lose to some bitch ass wild card team in the playoff. But Otani's doing well now that he's off of the whole crime thing.
That's just crazy.
I
How
told you
about
he
Manny
was straight.
Machado?
What did he do?
He's just doing Manny Machado things
Oh, well, that's to be expected, I guess.
early
Is he
in the
still
season
on?
for once.
Is he on your
He's on the
team now?
Padres.
Oh,
No, he's on the
still-
Padres still.
I
Yeah.
don't watch the Padres. I can't stand the Padres. I don't like Machado. I don't like Tatis. I like Darvish, but they just keep stealing our guys and expecting to beat us, and it doesn't work out. What other sport? What's up?
Oh, word. Like the Los Angeles Blue Sox. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Their little brother. We don't care. That's just what they do. We steal from the cousin across the country. They steal from the brother up the road. So what other sport has happened in the last like month? It's been a while since we recorded.
We got the Olympics coming up. That's about it. We can talk about that in a while. The
Yeah, we'll talk about that when they show
Evan
up.
Mobley was on like the original like reserve roster, and
Oh,
I don't know
really?
what happened, but yeah, he's not going. I was like, yo, that'll be sick. He'll get like so much experience, so much wisdom.
That's what
No,
Ben
it's not
Caro did.
happening. I think Joel took his spot, honestly.
That sucks. Well, Joel's gonna opt out. Like he's not gonna play, right? I mean he might.
You think he
but-
went through all this? He's getting shit talked by so many countries right now. Like
Dude,
apparently
they
he wrote a
took
letter
his
to France in
citizenship, didn't they?
2021.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, like France took his citizenship.
Yeah, he like wrote to France in 2021 saying, I want to be a part of the French organization of basketball, especially coming up in the next Olympics in 2024. La da 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 da. Yeah, fuck that. Which, I mean, I don't think he's going to play. Like you said,
Yeah.
he's going to opt out. But I honestly don't think he would. He's hard-headed, dude. I don't think he would go through all that shit to not at least be there to try to at least do something. And I
Did you
feel
see
like
what CJ McCollum said? I like it. I like his idea.
mm-mm.
He said if anybody opts out for injury or whatever reason, that they should fill any injury spots with college kids. Like send that Cooper Flag kid and just like what kind of like he's gonna be sitting on the bench the whole time anyway, but what kind of lessons can he learn? Because whoever you're replacing that person with isn't gonna play. They're not
Yeah.
somebody you want on the team.
That's why I was
So.
very happy to see Evan Mobley for that exact reason. So fuck that, fucking college dude, get Evan Mobley in there.
Send somebody either on the Suns or the Cavs, or you can send a college kid. Send
Yeah.
Zach Edey, teach him how to play real basketball. That was rude. Zach Edey was good. He's just a college kid.
He's
College
bigger than
kid.
everybody. He's about to go
That
up
was
against
so weird to
Jokic
watch.
next
Like,
year and get fucked.
yeah, I was watching it and it reminded me of that kid that the Meltonator jumped on and hung on his arm. Like he's just so much
That shit
bigger
was
and
hilarious.
badder than everybody. Like there was nothing anybody could do. But then he went up against Klingon or whatever, the dude at UConn that's just the same size as him, maybe an inch
Greg
shorter.
Oden, Ohio State.
And he got worked. He got
Greg
worked.
Oden,
so-
Ohio State, going up against fucking
Yeah.
Al Horford and fucking
Yeah.
Joakim Noah.
Go up
Like-
against a real big man and he got worked. So like it is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
And the dude that gave up fucking 40 pounds.
Shit,
Klingon is
biggest
way
to score
tinier than
to.
his ass.
Goddamn. Yeah, but that doesn't matter anymore. You see what Chet's doing to Valanciunas. Don't matter.
I mean, Chet's fucking. I don't like the kid, but his fundamentals are there already.
yeah, dude.
Like his footwork is insane. Like the kid is smart.
His
as
dad
fuck.
filmed every fucking game he's ever played in his entire life, and they broke that shit down.
Yeah.
People talk about LeVar Ball being the like helicopter parent that wouldn't get out of it. Like Chet's dad literally videotaped every game he's ever played, and they sat and did film studies since he was like 5 years old. He's just not
That's
loud and
wild.
boisterous. He's just not loud and boisterous like LeVar Ball is.
That's wild.
That shit works.
I didn't
bro.
know that. I
Your
did not
kid
know
might
that.
hate you, but that shit works. That's how you
Hey,
make them good.
you seen my siblings. You saw me and my dad's relationship growing up. It might
That's how
not have
you
been
make them
sports
good,
related,
dude.
but hey, I got
Um,
all my teeth. I'm not doing dumb shit, so good looks,
exactly.
Dad.
So I think we're about ready to go. There's not too many more things, but we obviously have the real big shout out. I don't know if you remember, but the biggest shout out of the day that we can give is Reggie Bush. Shout out to your
Oh
boy.
yeah.
Gets his Heisman back. I've hated that he didn't have the Heisman. It's really stupid. I remember in my formative year, I guess it's not really my formative years, but I remember in my sports formative years when I'm becoming an adult watching sports, I remember watching him and his highlights are unbelievable. Like watching him, I was like, this is the difference between a real professional playing against college kids and a kid who's just good and hoping to get drafted. Like he's probably the best college football player I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, and the fact that he got a car or whatever the fuck happened, like who cares? That didn't take away from his shit on the field.
His parents
And
got housing or some shit, or somebody paid for
yeah,
his housing or something,
yeah, something
something
like that.
stupid. Like he didn't even get cash. And then so since
It
then,
was
like
like a
hearing all the
meal
stories of
plan or
him,
some shit. It wasn't even like anything good. Yeah, it was his housing or a meal plan or
yeah.
something.
But like you hear all the stories of like the celebrities in LA take like trying to take him out and him like going to realize that the situation he's going to be in isn't good, so he'll literally just have them pull over and let him out and
Yeah,
he'll get picked up by a coach or some shit. Like all these stories that we always heard. And he like that dumb shit. Like he always carried himself one in a time where Matt Leinart was in every fucking award show. It seemed like
yep,
he would just show up at these games and always going out and living the life with Pete Carroll and shit. Like you saw Reggie Bush on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That's when you saw him outside of the gridiron. Like he was always about business, always
yeah,
about playing football. And, like he was on magazines. Like he wasn't out like Matt Leinart was. He wasn't trying to get the limelight. He damn sure wasn't trying to make the money like he could have nowadays. Like 15, 20, 25, 30 million dollars for this kid a year is not
yeah.
something that isn't in the realm of a possibility with Reggie Bush in 2000, what was it? 8, 9,
9,
10,
I think.
11.
Yeah, yeah, around
Like
there.
it's insane. Like he was the guy. He was a cheat code. He was playing video games on the field.
Yeah,
All these kids that were born from 2000 on, go back and look up for when you were 10 years old and you weren't really watching that shit. Like that's what made me love the sunsets of the Coliseum
mm,
is because of
yeah,
watching Reggie Bush on Saturday nights. Like he's the guy when you think about like we're Gator fans. We love Tim Tebow. He's
right.
one of the best college football players of all time. But when it comes to straight talent and skill, there's nobody compared to Reggie Bush. I don't give a fuck about a Walter Payton, Herschel Walker, Tim Tebow. There was nobody like Reggie. So for him finally to be able to go and grab that bitch today with
Yeah,
Tim Tebow with him, which was
yep,
cool as shit to see. But for him to be able to go today and grab that Heisman and be able to take it home is amazing. We've been talking about it on our fucking Rinky Dink podcast forever.
yep.
Like anybody that talks sports has been on this man's side for literally almost, damn, over a decade now.
Like
That's
almost
wild.
15 years. Yeah,
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl the same year he lost his Heisman. Like the dude is a football player. If anybody deserves a Heisman, it's him. And
yep.
I'm so happy for him. I'm sorry I went like 5 minutes on it,
No,
but
that's great.
dude was a dog, bro. And like it's amazing. I'm happy for him. Literally nobody in 2 weeks is gonna think about it anymore because whenever you're at the bar drinking, you're like, isn't it some dumb shit, Reggie? Like nobody's gonna be like, I'm happy for him. Like we're not even gonna think about it anymore. The people have spoken. He got what he needed. Kudos to him. And still, everybody's like, "Oh, good on the NCAA." No, fuck the
No,
NCAA. They
fuck
still
the
suck.
NCAA. You don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do. But shout out to Reggie Bush. Shout out to him standing his
Shout out
ground.
to you.
Never fought in a fucking bad way about it either. So I'm huge on that. Shout out to me, I guess. Thanks, Seal. Shout
I'm
out to
happy
Junior balling
for
in
you.
the background, and being relatively good kid. Um,
I mean, he's not yelling and screaming and trying to get on my
exactly.
lap and stuff and chasing the cat. So yeah, I'll
Exactly.
take that. But
So be like Reggie Bush, be like me, be like Junior, and let's see what he's doing. And as always, Be a stud, not a scrub.